Welcome back to episode 4 of the Technical Analysis Basics course. We're going to talk about a relative strength index, and what that is today. It is one of my favorite indicators. So the relative strength index examines price to determine if an investment is overbought or oversold. So what you want to keep in mind is that overbought signals, or basically a sell signal, comes at around a 70 or higher, and then an oversold signal is a score of 30 or below, and this would be a buy signal. So we're going to look at this Forex example, okay? This is the New Zealand dollar and the euro, and we're going to follow the RSI here on the bottom. You can see these green vertical lines marking the overbought and oversold areas, and you can see how these indicators line up with the changes and fluctuations in the price over time. Now you'll notice that this is the 4-hour time scale, and depending on what you're looking at, always keep in mind, like we talked about in episode 1, time scale does matter. Crypto moves on faster time scales, indexes moves on faster time scales, whereas currency pairs and certain blue chip stocks move on much slower timescales. And also it depends on your trading strategy. If you are a scalper or a day trader, you're going to be looking at smaller time frames than people who buy and hold long term, who want to have a different understanding of where things are headed, in weeks rather than in hours or minutes. So you can see that there was a recent golden cross, which we talked about in a previous episode, and it's an indicator which actually conflicts with the RSI shown below, where we can see that it's overbought. This price should be going down. However, there was just a golden cross, which means we actually expect the price to be going up. And what we see is that the price did continue up slightly, and it's hitting some resistance. Actually, it looks like there might be a double top, and will continue to trend back down as the RSI is actually starting to show, moving closer and closer towards the middle line. So right now, this would actually not be a buy, which is why it's so important to check multiple signals, because if you saw a golden cross and then you just jumped into that trade, it really might not be a good trade because you didn't check any other indicators, and checking the RSI would have shown that this is actually an overbought currency pair, and that if you act on that golden cross, you might be making a big mistake. The next example is going to come from cryptocurrency, and you can see that I changed the time scale to 2 hours instead of 4 because crypto moves faster. You can see when Ethereum was overbought on July 22nd, it would have been a great time to sell, and you could have made a 13 to 14% profit. You can notice that there was a golden cross and this lagging indicator, whereas the RSI is conflicting yet again, signaling an overbought signal, which is a sell signal. And anyone who actually acted on the RSI and decided to sell would have made a 13 to 14% profit between the 8th of July and the 12th of July. Now that it's oversold here on the 12th of July, you could have bought and then made another 10% profit. And this is how people who get really experienced at trading one thing end up making lots of money, because they understand the market movements and how that currency pair or that stock or that index or whatever it is that's being traded operates. Some things you really want to keep in mind, like I've noted and I want to stress it again and again, is check multiple time frames. We talked about this in episode 1. Note that in previous examples, crypto is usually happening on a faster time frame, and that's because the volatility is higher in crypto markets. So Forex moves more slowly, especially with big currency pairs like Euro USD. You need to check multiple indicators. Watch the other videos in this course to get a sense of how to use those indicators and how they might compare to one another. With that, thank you so much for watching this episode about the Relative Strength Index with me. Stay tuned for the next episode on Bollinger Bands. And in the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter at lydiascherr.eth. And if you haven't already, click the like button and subscribe to this video for the rest of the course and more future amazing content from the most up-to-date news coming from the financial world at the highest levels. My name is Lydia. Take care.